sarcophagus. Where we're at is basically this crypt, this beautiful stone and marble crypt is starting to fill in with gas. The doors shut. Omi is, I guess you guys are wanting to. You guys have noticed several things. You have these. There's a bunch of these scenes that are on the wall, but there were 5 in particular that basically dominated all of the scenery inside of this tomb. You found 5 gems, and you will also notice that there are these gouges and scrape marks on the floor. It looks like this sarcophagus can move. So I think you guys said you wanted to move the. What do you guys wanted to?
Is it scrape marks that look like the sarcophagus is like pushed to one side? Is that what it looks like?
That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect move. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's push the sarcophagus aside and see what's under. I'm gonna take out a flask of oil and oil the floor on the side that we're pushing it to kind of help it move faster and easier.
Okay.
Yeah, I give up the crowbar and I'll go over there and help him to move it.
I'll start pushing it too.
All right. So you empty your flask of oil, and everybody we're going to do a strength check. Now, a strength check in 5e works like this. If at least half of you are successful, then as a group you're successful. So you have 4 in your group. You need to do 2 successful strength checks, and I'll also let you roll. If you have athletics, you can also roll that as well. So I have a DC. You guys can go ahead and do your strength checks, and all of you guys are starting to push on this sarcophagus.
We do two, Dave?
Everybody, yeah. This is a group. Yeah, this is a group check. So at least 2 of you need to be successful. Now we need 1 more. So Steamy, we need a check from you, Steamy.
Oh, okay. I thought my roll went through, but I guess the map was a little bit too over the dice tower.
Oh, that's all right. No problem. All right. So all of you struggle. Omi, all of your might you guys are using, but you guys can't even move this. You guys can't move this. No, not even the oil doesn't even help. I actually adjusted the modifier. Now you guys just had some bad rolls. Now, what do you guys also see? I'll kind of give you guys we'll kind of pause the scene here. What else do you guys see around you? I mean, what else is part of the surroundings that you guys already know exist?
These carvings on the wall.
Yeah.
Can we kind of look them over and do a 360 around the room, see if we notice anything interesting?
Is there any place to place the gems in these carvings?
That is a good thing. Now, you notice, Morvain, that on pretty much the few images that you've looked at, you notice that there are little areas on each one of these that are kind of inlaid. So there's like a slot, or not like a hole, but something like would plug into the wall. Yes, so very nice.
I'm looking at the gems, up at the drawings, trying to make out something.
Alright.
Are the drawings the same colors as the gems?
Well,
or do they match?
Well, you got to figure here. Now, remember, there are several of these. There are 5 images, and the main ones were this beautiful woman. She was looking towards a snow-covered peak. The same woman was standing in the rain of a thunderstorm. The same woman sitting in a comfortable room by a roaring fire. Yeah. And this beautiful woman holding a venomous snake in a garden. And this beautiful woman working with bubbling vials in the laboratory.
Okay. I think you all know what to put where, don't you?
Yep.
And what colors were there again?
Just like blue, colors.
Red, green.
Yep.
That's right, yeah.
A tiny red ruby, a green emerald, a black opal, a white diamond, and a blue sapphire.
I put the white gem in the snow-covered mountain scene.
Okay. The gem locks in place.
Oh,
And you can hear clicking, like sort of behind the wall. Click, click, click.
I'll put the red one in the fireplace.
Yep.
Okay, same thing. It locks in. So now you've got 2 of these little gems and these scenes on the walls.
Put the blue in the thunderstorm.
Okay, you got it?
Put the black one in the last one.
And the bubbling vial of acid, where there's a
Yep.
in the laboratory, sure. And in
then
the last
Green
one,
and the poison one.
very good. Yeah, it goes into one of the fangs on the poisonous snake. So, as all of you guys are doing this, and this happens, all of a sudden there is like a rumbling, and the tomb starts to shake, and dust comes down from the ceiling, and all of a sudden the sarcophagus starts to move to the side. And as it's moving to the side, it is, basically following the grooves on the floor, and and this thing kind of rumbles and just moves. And now, after this has happened, the gas starts to it starts to disperse and dissipate, and the floor opens. The sarcophagus slides away, and there is a stairway that is revealed that dives down deep into the darkness.
Is the gas still pouring out, or has it stopped?
No, it stopped. And like I was saying, the gas is starting to dissipate and move away.
Well, this has gotten quite interesting.
Brother O'Keefe, did you have any idea this was here?
My friend Zayed, he seems to be mortified by this, and he says, "My friends, I did not know that there were lower chambers here inside of the crypt. I am just a simple priest. I have no magical power, no martial powers."
I laugh and say,
"Please,
I guess we're gonna have to sweeten the pot.
I'm not going down there. I am just simply not going down there. I must admit, I am mortified by this."
Is there any change to the door? Because you might have to come with us.
Well, the door is still locked. My friends, I think I will wait up here, if you don't
All
mind.
alone in a dark, scary tomb.
All of you have, yeah. Well, I know that there's nothing coming in this locked door, and if anything comes up from the bottom, that means that you all would probably, oh God, be dead or something. So, that's when I'll put my head between my legs and kiss myself goodbye. But until then,
Are you sure you don't want to just tag along behind us?
I mean, if you come with us, we can protect you, because
That's right.
we might still actually be alive down there, and just something may somehow slip past us. This way, we can assure your safety. This way, we'll know you're safe as long as you're with us.
Come on, Brother O'Keefe.
I'm going to go inspect the locked door and see if there's any visible way of opening it.
I may follow way behind. Just let me know. Let me know when the coast is clear.
I think you made the right decision.
Which one of you asked that maybe we should ask Brother O'Keefe possibly about sweetening that pot now?
Oh, I'm just assuming the pot is sweetened. As soon as we get trapped in a crib with stairs going down to God knows what, it got sweetened.
I'll see what I can do once I get back to the temple, but I really don't know. I think we're pretty much cleaning out the coffers now.
I think
but
so.
We'll have to see.
Does the door look like it has any way of opening it?
You could go over and fiddle with the door. It's not locked. It's just like it's sealed shut.
It's like it's sealed because we tried to use the crowbar, but all it did was just break chunks of the marble off.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it did, yeah. And you could just hear the brother in the background going, "Oh boy, I'm going to be in trouble for this, damaging the crypt. Oh boy."
Well, Brother O'Keefe, you just hold on to that crowbar and stay behind us.
He picks it up and kind of waylays it. He goes, "I'll hit anything that comes my way."
That's the idea.
Just don't hit us.
Before we head down there, Morvain will cast Mage Armor on himself.
All right, guys. I guess I'll go down, take a little short stride down these stairs and see and scout out the place and make sure it's safe for everyone.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go down stealthily, looking for traps as I go. wall, ceilings, pressure plates on floors, anything like that. Trip wires.
Okay. So as you start to descend down into this, very dark set of stairs that are descending down into, you don't know where it's going. You have no clue where it's going. But the stairs, they descend deeply. And the temperature definitely drops, as in it starts to become a little bit more cold down here. And you can smell, it smells really musky. It smells dirty. And, yeah, now the stairs, they start to curve to the left. And then they start to descend downward in a spiral. Basically going from south to west. So basically in a clockwise fashion. And then all of a sudden, the stairs stop, and the passage opens into a chamber. Now let me give you a map. Now who else is going down as well?
Xiphus is going down.
Okay.
Morbane as well. As I go down, as Morbane goes down, though, instead of using a torch, Dave, I think he'd rather use a light cantrip on his quarterstaff.
Okay, yeah, you definitely do. You can cast that as many times as you want to. So, all right. So you get down here, pitch black. You have the light spell. Omi, you start to sneak around to the side, and you can see that this kind of continues in that same clockwise fashion as to when you were descending down the stairs.
Is there an open corridor to the right of me, or is that a wall there?
Give me a perception check.
Let's see.
It's the one bad thing about these Adventures League maps. I really don't like them too much.
Did you have to make it yourself, David?
No. This is what came with it. Now, if I had the time to make a really nice map, then I'd use Photoshop in my Dungeony. But I'm thinking about doing that anyway. Maybe if I have time at work, I can do it there. I'm already planning to do this at work.
That's when I get my prep time done for our table game.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna look into that. So yeah, with your perception, you can see that to the right of you, well, to your left, there is you can see that there's sort of like a false panel that's kind of been hidden, but sort of in a half-ass sense.
Okay. Hey guys, there's a false panel on the wall over here. Keep your guard up while I check it out here. I want to search it for traps. Before I try to move it here.
Sure.
Alright, keep an eye on them.
Do I see any traps on the door? Or panel?
No,
rather?
you don't see any. There's no type of trip wires or any pendulums with axes up above you or compartments above you that would drop anything down. No.
Is this like a? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is this like a sliding panel? Or is that?
Probably, yeah. It probably slides to one side, for sure.
Okay. Are there like grooves in the ceiling and floor where the panel slides?
Yeah, but you're not really sure which way it would slide. But I mean, okay. you do get it to slide, and the door slides away from one side.
Okay.
All right. So there is it is an empty. The wall goes about it's about a 5-foot wall, 5-foot thick wall, and on the other side you can see that there is a larger chamber, and you can see something rather interesting as you kind of step through and look to see what's going on. It's actually quite a large chamber here, about 30 feet deep and about 20 foot wide. Well, inside of this, you know, there is a 3 skeletons that are topped with like a draconic skull. They're standing at attention. They're holding swords, and there's 2 on one side, which I'll show you where these things are at, and then there's 1 here, and then on the very eastern wall there is like a throne, a very large throne-like chair, and it's empty. It looks like it's made of a wood. So that's basically what you can see, and it doesn't look like, at this point, it doesn't look like the skeletons are animated or anything.
I stop, hold my ground, put my hand up, hold up 3 fingers behind me, and point straight ahead.
Yeah, I look confused and try to look ahead to see what I can see.
I'm gonna...
I guess I can see maybe one of the skeletons.
Yeah, you can see, well, you can pass through Omi if you want. You can always, pass through friendlies.
I'm gonna walk into the room slowly, carefully, and try as quietly as possible, and keep an eye on those skeletons for any sign of movement.
Sure. No, it doesn't look like they're moving at all. Definitely does not look like
the door and look to the passageway to the south.
Okay, it does look like it curves around in a clockwise fashion still.
Okay.
Do we want to check out this throne on the east side of the room over here? Or do we want to try another direction, guys? It looks like these skeletons aren't moving.
I nod a yes to him.
Yeah, they're definitely not moving. They are definitely in a stationary position, and like I said, they have a draconic type of skull, so they could be maybe a dragonborn, maybe a kobold, but they're standing at attention and they're holding swords. They're typical, right around human height or so. They'd have to be some big freaking kobolds.
Yeah, real big.
I'd say if we're going to take a look at the throne, we need to be careful. Getting too close to it may cause these skeletons to become animated.
Do you want me to go check out the throne, or do we want to leave this room for now?
Can I ready a firebolt if I see a skeleton move? Is that something that's allowed?
You can ready. Yeah, you can ready something if you want to. Absolutely.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll put a black dot down here on the map. And the throne is basically right there where the black dot is.
Oh, whoops.
That's okay. Just put it right. No problem.
I thought you were giving me a dot so you knew I was ready in the firebolt. My bad.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good.
I'll go check this throne out if you guys want to stand ready, and if these things move, be ready to blast at them.
Morvain will ready a ray of frost on the one to the south.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll be ready to whack the one I'm closest to, just in case.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the one top right.
Okay, so it looks like all of you guys are ready. Omi, you start to enter the room.
I'm going to very carefully go down the center of the room, being careful not to disturb the skeletons.
Okay.
And searching for traps as I go, watching the walls and floors, make sure there's not any holes, and the holes in them, like something would pop out at me.
Sure.
Using my training.
As you're proceeding down this chamber, the center of the chamber, you can just sense that the eyeless sockets of the skeletons are following you as you get closer, even though they have no eyes.
That's the worst.
Oh, I know. Seems like seems like those eyes are just following you. Now you get to the throne, and the throne is made of a beautiful mahogany, and it's sitting on top of a marble dais. And the throne is just sitting there. Lots of dust. Nobody has sat in the throne for years and years, probably even decades. There's half inch of dust on the throne, and there's dust everywhere. There's dust on the skeletons, on their weapons. So this has definitely been undisturbed for quite some time.
I'm going to visually inspect it for traps or any kind of mechanisms.
Okay, drop a perception check in the tower for me. So you're looking around and you don't notice anything inconspicuous. I mean, it's just the mahogany chair sitting on the dais, basically.
Okay. I'm going to open up my thieves kit and take out a probing tool and a brush and start kind of looking it over.
Sure. Give me one more perception check there. All right, so this roll was much better than the first one. So you notice there's a couple things that you notice. The first thing you notice is there is a sort of like you've detected a trap on the throne itself, and you can see that there is a small pinhole that's actually on the throne itself. So you're thinking if someone sits on this trap, a pin is going to come up, probably some type of needle that has maybe a disease or a poison on it, or it could trigger something more, as maybe a fireball explosion. You're just not really too sure. Now, as you're kind of sweeping around the back of it, you notice that there is a secret compartment in the back of this, and the secret compartment does not seem to be locked.
Okay, I want to check that for traps too.
Okay. It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't look like it's. You've already had a great roll, so you're not too sure if the compartment would be, in any way associated with the actual trap itself. You're just not too sure.
You see anything?
Yeah, I've got a secret compartment back here, guys. I'm gonna try to open it and see what's inside. Be ready, just in case something happens here.
I'm nodding, still looking at the skeleton.
Yeah, we'll
you
be
blow
ready.
us up, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna open it using my rogue training, carefully standing to the side as I open it.
Okay, so there's a as you're behind the throne, between the backrest and the seat, there's an amount of space between the rest, like there would be on a normal chair. And you notice as soon as you pull this compartment, the secret compartment, you see that there's a rather large gem in there, and the gem, sitting beside this gem, there's a scroll, another scroll, and in a scroll tube. Now, that's what you see in this compartment as you slide it out rather carefully.
Okay. I'm going to make sure there's no wires or anything attached to those two items before I remove them.
No, it doesn't look like there's anything. There's nothing tied to them, basically.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and pick those up then.
Okay. So as you pick them up, you can feel the weight of the gem and the scroll tube. You actually, as you pick them up, the actual compartment kind of lifts up with you as you're picking them up, and all of a sudden you hear a click, and you kind of look because it gets your attention, and you see this needle jut up through the chair about 6 inches.
You weren't sitting on that thing.
Yeah, exactly. And also, everyone else, you start to see these skeletons that are starting to now animate as you see their bones start to shake, and red just sort of like red pupils start to appear in their eye sockets, and as they start to move, all of the dust is starting to break off of them in chunks, and you can start to hear them cackle.
We let those radiant actions go.
Exactly. So you guys have your 3 readied actions. You don't get hit with anything, Omi, but you do have the scroll in your hand, and you also have this beautiful Termillion type of gem. Alright, so we're going to start with Steamy Tide. You're up top. You can go ahead and go first. You guys have readied action. So what is your readied action? If you're attacking, then you need to attack. Now, the readied action goes like this. I'm going to kind of give you guys one here. Alright, I'm going to give you guys one. Now, if you have a readied action, you need to kind of be within range. So I know that you are out here, Steamy, but if you were to take an action, then your action would be to move there, and then that would be it for you. So we'll say that you were there, readied with your action. Now I know that Xiphus and Morvain, they're casters, so they can keep their readied action at a range if they were using magic. So yes, so you were. I know that Morvain was wanting to use Frostbolt and stuff. So there you go. So we'll just say that you were 5 foot closer, Steamy, and now, you can go ahead and attack.
Right next to it in case it animated and tried to attack me.
Well, you can. If you don't want to be back there, then you won't get an attack. That's the, unless you have like a 10-foot reach. That's the whole reason why I was kind of explaining this to you, because you only get an action. You're ready to action. It's not a readied group of actions like you would in the, like if you had the element of surprise. If you have the element of surprise, then everybody would get a full, you'd get to do movement, you do a bonus action, you do a turn action. Yeah, you get basically a full turn of actions. But when you have an action readied, it's just you have this ready, and when this happens, X happens.
And your turn's over.
Yep, exactly. Right. So that's how readied actions work. So we'll say that you were there, so you can get your hit in. But if you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there.
No, standing there is fine. That's fine.
Okay. So now you can go ahead and your readied action is triggered from the movement of the skeleton. So now you may waylay on that thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so with all this, you miss as the skeleton kind of ducks out of the way and cackles. Alright, so let's go with Xiphus. What spell are you releasing?
I am releasing Firebolt at the one I was readied on.
Okay. And that is a miss as well as your Firebolt. And maybe you guys were startled and taken back by this.
Definitely.
Maybe it was that big ass 6-inch needle that jutted up out of the chair that kind of made everybody go, "Oh,
yes.
God!"
Ouch!
All right, Morvain, you're up.
All
right, that's a hit on the skeleton. Very nice hit. Too good. I love it.
Oh, minimum.
Oh my God, we're getting robbed.
I was waiting too long.
At least you hit him. That's no big deal. Now let's get everybody to roll initiative now.
I still got to re-roll with Dave.
Everybody rolls initiative. Yep. All right. So it looks like Morvain, you're ready. You're up.
All right. Morvain steps back 5 feet. He's going to try that ray of frost on that skeleton again.
Okay. You may fire when ready, sir. Your ray of frost is a miss. You can go ahead and pass it. In the lower left-hand corner of the combat tracker, if you guys open up the combat tracker, top right-hand corner, in the button there's a next actor button, and you can pass the puck. So Omi, you're up now. You're kind of behind the throne. Plus you're on your knees, so you would basically have to stand up and use half your movements. So we'll say you're almost in a prone position.
Okay. So I stand up, and then I want to move like this.
You should have plenty of movement still.
And then I want to attack the one that is to the right of Steamy, to the left of me there.
Okay.
Ugh. And I'll go ahead and use my offhand attack here on him too.
Sounds good.